All right, so what's going on, everybody? I don't know if y'all heard that hand rub that was going on in the background, but we're going to get excited because this is technically a response video to yesterday's video, just due to the simple fact that I was talking about the pacing of Gachiakuta and yada, yada, yada. And the video was kind of well received, so I've seen some comments as far as like how specific arcs were paced. And I do agree to an extent with that one. But as a content creator, I feel like I enjoyed almost every arc to a high degree just due to the fact that I'm covering it. So I'm constantly thinking about it and constantly coming up with like content ideas to cover those. But I do agree that there are specific arcs that overstayed their welcome, and there were a lot of things that happened in these arcs and they were a little longer than to be expected. So I guess it's going to be a little bit of fair criticism here in regards to every arc, but we're ranking all of the arcs, right? I'm leaving the Doll Festival arc out of it just due to the simple fact that it's brand new, but it would probably be like S++++++, man, because Jesus Christ. Anyway, y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy DomoSenpai, and like I said, we're going to be ranking every Gachiakuta arc. And if y'all are new to the channel and have yet to subscribe, what the hell are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Hit that big ass red subscribe button down there. If y'all are returning subscribers, make sure y'all bring a friend with y'all, because again, we're trying to create one of the best platforms as far as like manga goes on this platform. You know what I mean? But this is also an ongoing thing with the 28 days of DomoSenpai. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying all of the videos and content that I've been putting out as of late. I've even been tweeting more. You know what I'm saying? Tweeting more, talking more, just being more involved, because I've always been a, you know, just get my work done type of person, and you know, that's it. But with how much I love Gachiakuta, and just with how much I love creating content in general, this has just been one of those things that we've been getting our bearings together. So I appreciate y'all for y'all continued support and how y'all been handling this situation as of late, because man, it's been a lot of fun really just like doing all of this. But it's also been really overbearing for my PC. So I got a video coming out relatively soon talking about all of that. But with that being said, man, let's get into this, because this is gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be some uncomfortable conversations being had in regards to how these arcs are, but we have to have them nonetheless. And we're starting with the Ground Wanderer arc. Big shout out to everybody who is helping with the Gachiakuta wiki, because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really have that many names for the arcs. So y'all coming up with the names for the arcs is actually really big. The only one that I was like really, the only few that I was aware of was obviously like the Info Broker, Lady of Penta, and the Trash Storm arc. I didn't really have arc names for the other ones, but like this is really dope. So we're starting off with the Ground Wanderer arc, and obviously that's the beginning. Kyudana is still getting her bearings. Rudo is being introduced to the world down below, getting an explanation for how things go. It's a very solid starting arc, so I would like to give that a B. I don't think it was that good, and you got to think about it. We're doing this in comparison to every other arc that transpired in the series. You know what I mean? So that's why you have to take this with fair criticism, because again, we're comparing it to everything else. So yeah, Ground Wanderer, very solid, very solid starting arc. We're next moving on to Workplace Observation. This is when we get introduced to Cleaners HQ. This is when we see a lot of the very, I won't say important, but I'll say key. So I mean, it's the same thing. We get introduced to all of the key figures in the Cleaners outside of the boss, who we get introduced to later on. We get to see an exposition of Rudo's powers. We get to see Rudo go through this sort of a lull where he's not quite sure how he's going to fit in here, but with the help of Gris and Engine, he sort of gets a better understanding of what he wants to do here. But this arc is, I think it's in the same vein, right? I think it's in the same vein as a B. It was really solid, really solid. Matter of fact, it was all right. It was all right. I'll give it a C. I'll give it a C. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like fucking insanely good either. Up next is the Raiders Trap arc, and this was really good. This one was really good just due to the simple fact we get introduced to Jabber here. We get introduced to the Raiders here. We start to learn how people operate in this gritty underworld. It was really intriguing for me. Rudo's abilities evolve here. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a lot of things that happened in this arc. And on top of that, it had a great resolution. Engine brings a few of the other cleaners who we've met. We get introduced to Tomsy and all of that stuff here as well. Very, very, very excellent. I liked it all. I liked it all. And now this is where things start to go like upwards. I might have to create a new tier, right? I might have to create a new tier depending on how I rate these, because this next one, the Lady of Penta, this was outstanding. Outstanding pacing, outstanding character introductions, outstanding character interactions. The world opened up. We went to Canvas Town. We met Remlin. We got to see how everybody in Canvas Town operates. We learned a bit more about Canvas Town than we already were like previously aware of. And then obviously all of the Amo stuff, right? Learning about her abilities, learning of her backstory, meeting the angels, understanding the connection between Amo and the angels, what this means for Rudo moving forward. And then obviously like the overarching plot that we learn later on in the Info Broker arc really adds a lot of credence to the Lady of Penta arc as well. It also had a very solid resolution when you think about it, because Rudo's character growth in this arc was actually really, really well done. Yes, he overreacts and puts the pause on Amo, but at the same time, Engine being the older brother, not his real older brother, obviously, I don't want that to get clipped out of context, but Engine being the older brother type really sat him down and let him know like how wrong this was for him. So yeah, I definitely got to give this an S. This was really, really, really well done. Up next is this is going to be controversial, and I'm aware, right? I'm really aware of it. Up next is the Trash Storm arc, and this one gave a lot of people problems. Everybody was really having trouble reading this one because there was a lot going on, trying to keep up to date with this week to week. And on top of that, there were a lot of breaks during this arc, and it was really long, right? It was really long. And I agree to an extent with the pacing of this arc, right? It was insanely long, and to the point where some people could say it was like insufferably long. But I do enjoy what we got out of it. We learned so much about the world of Gachiakuta. We got introduced to Zodil. We got to see a lot of things transpire to the point that this was like, you could say like this was the heart of Gachiakuta as far as information goes. But obviously that shifts drastically later on. Do I think that this arc was too long? Absolutely. We could have done without a lot of the other character interactions, but those character interactions sprawled a newfound love for world building for me, because obviously everything that happens here comes to play later on and makes a lot of the other arcs really, really, really fucking good. And that's me being completely honest. So there are some really low lows in this, and I will say the resolution was a little lackluster. You know what I mean? It was like straight out of an action movie, right? The whole we're jumping out of the trash beast, it explodes, and then it's just like over, right? Finito. But the caveat to that resolution is seeing Kyoka and her crew, and then seeing where Zodil's mind is in regards to how he does everything. You know what I mean? Very calculated, erratic from time to time. So that it's counterintuitive to me saying calculated, but he sees things through an experimental lens. While a lot of y'all would probably put this in either C or D, I think the Trash Storm arc is an A. Because again, as a content creator, I viewed this differently, you know? I viewed this quite differently in comparison to a lot of your criticisms and stuff. But this is where things get a little tricky, right? This is where things get a little tricky, because next is the Heritage Mural arc. And I'm gonna be honest with you. We're gonna have to make a new tier, right? We're gonna have to make a new tier, because there are things that happen in the Heritage Mural arc that still hold precedence, right? It still holds precedence till this day, till this very day, right? So this one, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to give it its own color too. What do we want? Like green? Yeah, we'll put it like green. Heritage Mural arc is an S++. This arc introduced so many layers, and it also broke down a lot of the other arcs that had layers. It added so much context to everything that has happened thus far, and it also introduced several new topics and theories that, like I said, is still prevalent till today, right? Still prevalent to this day. To this day. This arc was insane, and it's crazy that I'm saying the arc, but it was literally a moment. It created a moment that is tough to match for me. But now, like I said, this is where things get a little tough because the info broker arc might eclipse that. You know what? No, I'm gonna put the info broker arc in S+. I think this is the second best arc in the series, just due to the simple fact that the pacing was godlike. The things that happened during the arc was godlike. The reveals were done insanely well, but I'm not sure if this arc gave me that moment, right? Was this that arc? No. As a matter of fact, no, this arc is godlike too, because it gave me that moment, right? The gasp, like I gasped insanely hard in this arc with all of the stuff that we learned. So yeah, these two, yeah, there's really no S+ arc. These were too fucking good, right? Both of these arcs were too fucking good. And with the things that we've learned recently, like I said, Doll Festival, you know what? I don't want to jump the gun. If the things that happened recently in the most recent chapters were included in the information broker arc, the information broker arc would be the only S++, and I would move Heritage Mural arc down one. But yeah, information broker arc was actually insane. It was insane. Oh my god. Spoilers. That stinger of Tomsy. Jesus Christ. And oh god, the ultimate stinger of Kuro transforming into the crow and everything that implies. Oh yeah, so these are my rankings for the Gachiakuta arcs. These are my honest thoughts, right? These are my honest thoughts on everything that has transpired in Gachiakuta up to date. Anyways, the link to this tier list, if you guys want to do your own, will be in the description below. Let me know your true thoughts about this. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree, because man, this was actually really fun to talk about. I'm gonna make sure I get this out on the same day that it was created, because like I said, this is a 28 days of DomoSenpai thing. So again, all your feedback is appreciated. I hope y'all have enjoyed the bevy of content that I put out. It's been really fun. So like I said, link will be in the description for y'all to make y'all own. I'm gonna get out of here, edit this video. Y'all enjoy y'all morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you guys are. Y'all already know I'm DomoSenpai, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Be easy.